Murphy and Meg in the morning on Oldies 95.7. Our guest this morning is Bob Brenner, who is a product of ABC TV's Extreme Weight Loss program.
Yeah, without trying to sound too gratuitous, normally I would say, we've got someone whose face you'd recognize, but we actually have someone whose body you would recognize.
Or wouldn't recognize after he lost 253 pounds.
Just a little bit of weight there, huh?
And you're a Kenosha native, now living up in the Pewaukee area.
I am.
Is life a little bit different after you've become a TV star?
Well, first and foremost, I'm far from a TV star. Okay,
You're still a Midwest boy?
Still a Midwest boy. No, life has changed considerably, and it's been a blessing because I get to work with people that have been through the same struggles that I'm going through, and that's why I wrote a book, because I wanted to share those struggles with people that I don't have connection with in the Milwaukee or the southeastern Wisconsin area.
People really do feel connected to you now. Talk about your transformation when you were on the show.
Yeah, I started out at 448 pounds, and I had gotten to a point in my life where just everything was a struggle, whether it was working my job as a detective or being a football coach. So it got to the point where I just couldn't do it anymore, and I got to a point where enough was enough. And so it was time to transform, and so I do it extreme, so why not with Chris Powell on Extreme Weight Loss?
That's kind of a dream come true, I think, for a lot of people to be able to do that. What was it like being on TV, but sharing such a personal journey?
Well, it was just, I knew that everything else I did had failed. I was a failure in a lot of different diets because I tried everything. And so I really had to open myself up to the process. And not only that, but I had seen episodes of Extreme Weight Loss, and I had, I saw what Chris Powell did for people, and I knew there was something special there, and so I just opened myself up to the process. And but yeah, seeing yourself on TV is really weird.
Yeah, I can just imagine. So now you're helping other people to try and go through that same transformation, that life-changing transformation. You wrote a book.
I wrote a book.
Okay.
It's Bob
Detective turns author.
Yes,
Love it.
that's what I am.
Love it.
My book, Live an Extreme Life. It was quite the process. And we're showing the book now.
There we go.
We're showing the book.
Available at Amazon.com and all your online booksellers.
Thanks, Murphy. You're the best.
I mean, you probably aren't a writer by trade. Was this a challenge?
No, it was. Well, I teamed up with somebody that was just amazing. Reggie LaBerge is the person that I wrote the book with, and it was about an 8 or 9 month process. And to kind of go through my whole story and remember just, growing up as a kid and, then getting married, and I worked undercover narcotics and then ultimately appearing on the show. And I just knew that when it was all said and done that I wanted to share my story with others, because I didn't write the book about myself just to see it and feel it. I wrote it because I felt like I had a story to share with other people. And I'm hoping that my message in my book gets out and resonates with people.
And you're with your family back to your regular life in Waukesha County. What's going on?
Yeah, my wife works in the sales industry, and so she's really busy. I'm doing a ton of traveling. Like, I just got back from Arizona. I was in Arizona to see Chris and Heidi Powell, who I still stay in contact with. They're really good friends. And then a couple weeks ago, I was out in Denver, and I worked the Extreme Weight Loss Destination Boot Camp, where people from around the world really came in for a full week and to experience what it was like to go through extreme weight loss. And so I was able to coach and just talk to those people, and it was awesome because I knew what they were going through. And I'm not perfect. I still struggle just like everybody else, but just to be able to touch base with them and just kind of share my story with them and just listen to the struggles that they went through and just let them know that, you're not the only one that has been through this, and you don't have to go through a transformation, by yourself. You can do it with others. And also, you don't have to go on extreme weight loss in order to go through your own journey.
Right.
Well, tell us about the spiritual transformation that was involved with this.
Yeah, it's I really feel like my transformation in my heart started back in 2008. I had a friend invite me to his church, a non-denominational church, River Glen Christian Church here in Waukesha County, and I went to the church, and it touched my heart. And so I started getting involved in some of the men's ministry, some of the marriage ministry stuff, and it just really, the day that really sticks out in my mind is November 13th of 2010, and that's where I was baptized, and that's where I was saved, and that's where I feel, I felt like God had to transform my heart first before He allowed me to transform the rest of my body. And so really the true transformation started in my faith, and then ultimately followed through in 2012, for a full year in front of a national TV audience.
Gosh, I can't imagine sharing such a personal journey with the entire country like that.
Yeah, it was, the feedback I had was great. Because, there's a lot of episodes on Extreme Weight Loss that are pretty drama-filled. My drama-filled is I just have really bad knees, and I think there are a lot of people that have, bad joints and a lot of, body pains
Sure.
that prevent them from fully experience a true workout. And I just say, listen, you have them, just work around them. And so I think my episode really showcased that, where you can just work around those injuries and you can still transform. But really, the body is one thing. The mind is where you really transform. Having that positive mental mindset, and that's really where probably, I think, the biggest transformation took place.
Well, your transformation is not complete yet, though, Bob. I don't know if I'm allowed to share this, but you're from Kenosha, growing up close to the border.
Yes.
And I have to say...
Oh, you went there. You're going to go there, aren't you?
Are you sure after last Sunday you have not converted to be a Packers fan? Are you sure?
You know what? I love the Packers. The Packers are just special, but I love the Bears more. But I do not love Jay Cutler. So,
well, I have faith in you, seeing how much you've transformed, that one day you will complete your transformation and come over to the light side.
You know what, Megan? You are such a helper. You are the Milwaukee version of Chris Powell.
We are so glad you came in to share your story with us.
Thank
really,
you for having me.
You're quite the inspiration.
No, and I think the thing is, as far as my book goes, remember Christmas is coming up. We have New Year's resolutions, and live an extreme life, and just I'm hoping that the principles that I use in the book, commitment, love, integrity, and faith, are the 4 pillars that really got me through my transformation and really continue to sustain me. So I'm just hoping that somebody reads the book and is able to take those principles and apply them to their own life.
You're doing good stuff.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks for talking to us.
No, thank you guys. I appreciate it.